Hello, everyone. Here we are with episode 2 of our podcast. So last time we posted, we talked about the first few entries in our Star Wars rankings. However, this week Sarah couldn't be with us, and we already went a week without posting. We didn't want to miss out on 2, so here we are with a guest to replace Sarah. Her name is Amrita Adak.
Hi, I have really no idea what I'm doing, but I really want to enjoy the whole podcast experience.
Oh, you're gonna enjoy it.
Of course, Paul is still here.
Oh yeah.
And
making enemies left and right.
and me, Sean.
Yeah.
So because Sarah's not here, we're
We all miss her.
we're gonna put our Star Wars rankings on pause. And given that Endgame is coming out in a few weeks, we thought we would talk about our Marvel theories and expectations in this series. Marvel is these Marvel movies are kind of special to me because Iron Man 1 came out in like 2008.
Yep, 2008.
I was 7 years old when
wow.
that came out, and here we are 23 movies later, something like that.
Yeah.
with the
That's
climax
crazy.
of all of that, right?
Yeah.
I remember always I always felt like I missed out on Harry Potter. Because if I was a few years older, then I would have grown up with Harry, and I felt like I missed out on that. But I think our generation got our own form of that with these movies, these Marvel movies.
I mean, granted, X-Men movies are better.
Yeah.
Making enemies left and right.
But they are really good movies, and I do enjoy most of them. I mean, there's some of them that I'm questionable on, like Thor: Dark World. But we
don't talk about that one.
The good majority I enjoy.
And the first Hulk.
Oh, I didn't even watch that one.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, I missed the whole boat with this one because I only recently started watching them again, or for the first time, not again. But I'm glad I at least started because they're so interesting, and I really like critiquing things when I watch it. So I really like going through it and then be like, oh, I'm a really bad person to watch movies with, especially in the movie theater, because I'll be like, did you see that? That's like crazy. Why they do that? And no one wants to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so do we want to jump into our theories here?
First thing I want to talk about, as I said, 2007, that is 12 years ago?
2008, but yeah.
Oh my god.
2008, yeah.
That's so long
That's
ago.
11 years ago. These actors, like Iron Man, like Captain America, like Chris Hemsworth as Thor, they've been at this for a very long time.
Oh my god, that's true, yeah.
And they are actors, they need to move on. They need to move on with their lives.
Yeah.
Oh no, I definitely agree.
So what's going to happen to their characters in the lore?
I do believe,
Bye-bye.
yeah, that's pretty much all it is. With the end game, I think it's going to be end of a whole.
Right.
Yeah,
thing right
we're
there.
moving into phase 4, and
Yeah.
so you're gonna lose a lot of people from phase 1, 2, and
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
And I know Marvel's describing these first 20 whatever movies leading up to Endgame as the Infinity Saga. And that now,
So,
after this, is completely different.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there'll be a couple that survive, but not the ones that started out, really,
Do you think none of them will make it?
I don't think so.
I think, I agree.
Just thinking
We know
about it reasonably.
Black Widow needs to make it because there's a Black Widow movie coming.
I'm thinking for that, I think they're gonna do an origin story for her. Because that'd be a really...
With a different actor?
No. Still have Scarlett Johansson.
Okay.
But I think that'd be a really dope origin story.
That would be. I would
'Cause
I'd be
definitely
into that.
pay to say
All
that.
we know about her is I was in gay GB.
Yeah,
you know?
that's all we really know. And we saw minute flashbacks,
Yeah.
but nothing
Right.
I think that's
that
just,
really built her character up. So I'd really like to see that.
Yeah. That would be cool to see.
Or the Saturday Night Live. Did you guys see that one? Where they were making fun of Black Widow, where they had a love story between her and Ultron. Would dig that too.
God. Oh, no.
What's going to happen to Iron Man?
Okay, let's be real.
'Cause-
I think he's going to... He was going to get married to Pepper, and I just think that he's just going to retire his character and who he is. And I don't know. I don't think he's going to continue, just thinking about it.
This is definitely... his contract ends after this.
Yeah.
I'm fairly confident that this is Iron Man's last movie.
I'm fairly
I think the
confident
question
as well.
is he going to be killed off or is he going to retire in peace?
Oh, he's dead. 100%.
Because
I know.
he's
That's
gone.
a little pessimistic.
He's gonzo.
They've built up to him retiring with the Pepper thing. 'cause
Yeah,
in
they've been
beginning of
building up to
Infinity
it.
War.
No, they built up to it with Iron Man 3 when he blew up all his suits. But then they're like, oh, nope, I'm back with Avengers Infinity War.
But and then they brought it up again. You know, Iron Man was like, "Oh, let's have a baby," and Pepper was like, "Oh, if you want to settle down, you got to drop the suit." And he was like, "Okay, no more surprises."
I know,
So
but
that's building up towards him like just retiring the Iron Man suit and living a peaceful life with Pepper.
Yeah,
Question
but-
is, are they gonna go with the route of, yay, happy ending, everything is great now that Thanos is gone,
No,
or are they gonna
there's
be
no way. There's
be
no
more
way.
realistic, be more like, hey, you know, the day is won, but some sacrifices.
I
were
mean,
made.
like, if you think about it, which we'll get into, the whole Doctor Strange thing with Iron Man, like, that's setting up for him to die.
Or even if, like, okay, he's a hero. You can't just lay down your suit, even if it's like the
Yeah.
love of your life. That's a hard decision to make.
Mhm.
And after a while, it really has to do with like adrenaline and everything too. Like that's something that is really something that he loves to do. So like coming to all of that and letting it go. As much as I am a romantic, I'm not gonna say that you're just gonna let it go and then never come back to it. I do think
Thor.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like Thor's character has grown a lot over it. Like, since from the beginning movies,
Yeah.
where I was just like,
Yeah, he's transformed from
He-
this arrogant guy who like thought he was the most powerful in the universe, and then you know he lost his hammer, he's lost his powers, and then throughout the movies he needed to find strength within himself. And then
Yeah.
crafted his own
True
new weapon.
moral
Which I
right
mean,
there.
which
And
is
like
okay.
his arc is coming to an end, I think.
Which is kind of
That's
dumb, to be honest. Like,
Hey.
I mean, granted, it's so stereotypical. Like,
but, you
I
know.
mean, it's a good story. Not saying it's bad, but like, it's like predictable. Like, it's like, oh, I'm so cool. Wait, crap, I'm not cool. Oh, now I'm cool. Like,
You're not wrong.
Yeah, there's comfort in stereotypes, though. I feel like it's just something that they like grew on. You know, like, they just like added to it, made it cooler, did stuff. It's Thor. Like, what can you say? Hemsworth really added a lot to the character, though.
So
personally.
are they gonna kill off Thor,
um,
or are they gonna?
honestly, okay. So I thought they were gonna kill off Thor,
Mhm.
but the fact that they're bringing Valkyrie back, that kind of changes my outlook on it. Because
Oh.
if they didn't bring Valkyrie back, I thought Thor was gonna die. But now that they have her, or that could be a reason why he is gonna die, because she could replace him.
Oh.
So there's two.
Could
Yeah.
she?
I mean,
I-
Asgard's really doesn't exist anymore, so you don't really need a Thor or a Valkyrie or a Loki.
Uh huh.
But like, you still want someone from Asgard. You still want an Asgardian in the
Yeah.
group. So
I don't know. The whole thing is up in the air because there's so much. That's just questionable. They did a good job. Everyone's like wondering what's gonna happen in Endgame. They're like, oh, we have to go watch it now.
yeah.
Well,
All right. So do we want to jump into our theories now?
Before we do that, we've talked about.
Are we just gonna keep like cutting off?
before
like-
we do that,
The whole purpose is to talk about our theories. Okay, so for you listening, skip to like 30 minutes into this.
Don't do that.
Because
Don't do that.
Sean is gonna keep talking about random stuff.
Okay.
He's not gonna be talking about random stuff. Like, he's gonna be talking about people who died.
No, we talked about who might die. Who's not gonna die is the
Oh my
question.
God, Sean.
What I mean
Oh
by
my
that
God.
is Loki, Gamora, and Vision.
I think Loki's alive just because personally.
Okay.
I
First of
love
all,
him.
before we jump
Let's
into that,
be real.
are you cutting out Heimdall here? Heimdall's dope.
No one care. Oh,
I care about Heimdall.
I don't think it's that important that he
Dude,
survives.
he's one
Oof.
of the coolest African American characters in the MCU.
I'm not gonna disagree.
So why do you care that he dies?
No,
Like, what?
I care. I think he's properly dead, and there's not much room for. Yeah, he died. I don't think there's much room for hey, he might come back.
Okay.
Unlike Loki,
Okay,
Gamora, Vision.
anyone who's dead, are they really dead? It's like the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Are they really dead?
Oh no,
Loki-
that's the DC universe. It's like wait, but wait, I'm gonna come back.
Okay, you're not wrong.
Look,
but-
I
Have you,
mean-
wait, before we have you ever seen the show Gotham?
yeah, I've seen some of it.
There's like only one character that has died throughout the entire season that's stayed dead. Every other character has either come back to life, not been really dead, or like
That sounds like an Indian soap opera.
in,
That's
in,
what that sounds like.
In Naruto, like 500 episodes in, this one guy resurrects anyone who ever died in the show. It was awful.
Do you think that's gonna happen here? Like, whoa, everyone's living again.
But yeah, I'm an advocate for Loki's dead.
Loki's
okay,
dead.
we'll get into that. That's
Yeah.
one of my theories.
That-
Oh really?
yeah.
Okay, we'll say that.
So
I'm I'm an advocate for Gamora's alive simply because I like Gamora.
Gamora's amazing.
I like
She's
Gamora.
so amazing.
I was really upset when she got thrown out. She's my favorite.
Did you
Guardian.
blame Red Skull?
Why was Red Skull in that movie? Why was Red Skull
I know you have a problem with Red Skull
in that movie? He was like all that lead up to Infinity War. Everyone was trying to come up with their theory of where the Soul Stone is. You know, ooh, that person has it. Ooh, it's there. Turned out Red Skull had it. Red Skull. Why is it Red Skull? Why is he here?
Oh, Sean.
I mean, he was the original villain of the MCU.
Yeah.
Which, I mean,
Oh,
it's kind of
like.
kind of sentimental.
And there's a lot of things that.
And then it
are
like
around.
called back to that one scene that he got teleported
Yeah.
instead of dying.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. But yeah, Gamora.
Yeah.
I think there's gonna be some Soul Stone trickery up in here. You know.
Soul Stone's.
We haven't seen
that
Thanos use the Soul Stone. We don't even know what it does.
True.
He hasn't used it.
True.
He just hasn't.
It's really mysterious. It's really shrouded with mystery. Because, like, that's the one I was most curious.
And like it makes it hard because like how we can't even theorize about how it works because we haven't seen it
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
used.
isn't that what a theory is for?
I mean,
Like,
granted,
we're
you can
gonna-
read the comics and all that stuff, but
Okay, but do they really follow the comics in that much detail?
I mean, they try to,
They
but like,
try to.
they gotta make it
It's very
interesting
loose.
too.
try
I know
being
in the
keyword.
comics Thanos was like married to death.
Yeah,
And
no, he
and
wasn't
the
married-
and
yeah.
like the only or like
he was really trying to. He
Yeah.
was trying to impress her the
and
entire
the
time.
only reason he wanted to kill half the universe was because he wanted to impress death, and that's why.
I think
Like
what
that's
it-
such a big difference from
Yeah.
MCU.
originally in the comics, because I have like seen and read some of it, is that
Yeah.
he wanted to impress Mistress Death, right? Like
Mhm.
he was really in love with her, and Mistress Death wanted him to kill half the universe, right? But he like got the gauntlet and all the all the stones behind her back, and then she's like, "Oh no, I hate you now." And
Mhm.
he kept on trying to impress her, and yeah, then
Alright, so Sean, do you want to get into the theories now, or do you want to
We
answer?
didn't talk about Vision, actually.
Dude, do you really care that much about Vision?
Oh,
he's like
no.
he's like a cyborg robot. That
Yeah,
they
but the
created in
Vision
the
Scarlet
movie.
Witch side plot. That's
yeah, it's really nice.
come on,
Paul,
come on, come on, hon.
But the romance is like it's so manufactured, seeing as he was actually manufactured. Like
I
Oh
think
my
he's
God,
coming
I can't
back.
believe you said
I
that.
think he's coming back for the sake of the Scarlet Witch romance, and I think he's coming back because they already talked about how he can survive without the Mind Stone.
yeah, but he literally just like
Yeah,
ripped
as
it
much-
out of his head.
yeah, as much
and
as
he like
I'd like
turned
to
gray
say-
and like
They're gonna, but something's gonna happen. We have we have a 3-hour runtime. So much can happen in 3 hours. That's a lot of time.
That's not false. But like, okay, let's be real. As much as I love the whole side plot and everything with Scarlet Witch and the Vision, I do think he is dead. Like, there's just someone that has to be dead,
Don't
and
high
I'm
five.
sorry if that's Vision. I'm extremely sorry. I do feel the pain, but we can't have Loki die now. Come on.
So now, do you want to talk about every single person that died in this or died in quotation
yes,
marks in the snap?
let's talk about
let's,
Ghost.
okay, where is Ghost? Like we don't
Crickets
know
in the background.
where Ghost is.
That's a lot of uninterested crickets in the background. Who cares about Ghost?
Okay, Sean.
I'm
Ghost
going to
could-
be very upset if Ghost comes back. Because
Ghost could
I
be
just
the
don't care.
hinge of this entire thing. Because you know how
Anyone
Ant-Man's
could be
stuck
the
in
hinge.
the... No. Think about it. Ant-Man's stuck in the quantum realm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does he get out? The only person that we saw that has been to the quantum realm, knows about the quantum realm, and didn't get poofed away was Ghost.
No.
Dun,
Ant-Man
dun,
won.
dun.
Ant-Man won. Lang went into the quantum realm and made it out himself.
Right, but does he have the expandy thingy throwy thing?
No, he doesn't.
What if
So-
Ant-Man's
Which I
stuck
thought
in
that
the
was kind of
quantum
cheap,
realm?
by the way, how he just made it out like that easily. But I digress.
But like, think about it. The only person that, first of all, knows he's there because they're getting energy for her, and has the know-how to get him out is Ghost.
Sean.
And we already saw in the trailer
You're
that
not
he's
wrong.
out.
You're not wrong.
So Ghost could be an
Sean.
extremely important part of this movie.
That's actually true. And if any of the theories that we're going to be talking about later, if, like, I mean, come on now, that's perfect. But then what is Tony Stark's importance then, if Ghost knows everything about the quantum realm?
He's not.
Someone
not
needs-
He
important.
He has to be. Okay, I digress because like we're gonna get into that. But
Okay, no, we'll get into it. So Sean, do you want to go over other topics of conversation or questions before we jump into the theories? Or do you want to just jump right into the theories?
I mean,
Because
I think that-
we're sitting
I
at
think-
15 minutes. So you got 15 minutes
Listen.
before we get.
Wolverine.
Okay, I don't want the X-Men in the
Okay.
in the Marvel Cinematic.
It's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen now. It's too early.
It's gonna
to sign
happen.
that off.
Yeah, no.
But I'm so excited to see Wolverine in the MCU. You have no idea.
Yeah, no, they're not going to be an Endgame too
No.
early, and they want
is.
to close out this phase before they jump into.
It
that
is.
whole
If
thing.
they're calling this a saga, like the entire like this little portion of saga, then they are gonna bring them in, but not now. It's
Yeah.
too late. It's the
I
end.
wonder what's the next overarching villain gonna be?
or
after Thanos?
or actually, if you think about it, this might be the perfect time to introduce them.
Introduce. Okay. Okay.
So at the end of the movie, like, boop, like maybe a post-credit scene, we get X-Men.
I think we'll get a. Okay.
But
okay.
didn't
I
they
think
like
we
just
get
sign them
post-credit.
off? Like, just sign them off?
It's
Isn't it?
not that hard to add another post-credit scene
Hmm.
Yeah.
if you think about it.
That would be.
I mean, it takes a lot of cinematic work, but like, I mean.
Well, I mean, it could be like a 2-second thing, like
That's
the
true.
Wolverine mask or like
I think
something like that.
I think in
You're
my
right, you're
in my
right.
ideal world, there's gonna be two post-credit scene. One is all the
live
Avengers
for
eating
post-credit
shawarma
scenes.
again, and then the next post-credit scene is just gonna be like Doctor Doom's mask or something.
Honestly, like I don't know. I don't know how I feel. First of all, Fantastic Four suck.
Hey, hey,
Like, let's be honest.
they have
here.
historically stuck in their films,
Yes,
but they have another chance.
like
There's always
the
another
first
chance.
one, trash.
Chris
Sec-
Evans.
second
Chris
one.
Evans was Human Torch. Now he's
Yeah,
Captain
so how
America.
are they
and he's
gonna-
great.
Like, how are they gonna bring?
Because he's a different
Oh,
character.
it's a different.
I know, but
different
it's still-
story,
And then,
different
did you see that
character.
that 2014 or whatever one?
We did,
That was awful.
it was awful.
It was atrocious.
Did you see the Incredible Hulk, Paul?
Yeah. Actually, no, I didn't.
Exactly, because it was awful. Yet they still kept going with Hulk, and
Yeah,
everyone
and they
loves
changed
Hulk.
actors.
And everyone loves Hulk.
Okay, also,
Yeah,
let's
they're
be
gonna change
real.
actors for Fantastic
Let's
Four.
be real.
Whatever,
Hold on.
Whatever.
Ant-Man was not the best dude. They didn't do the best, but he's probably going to be important. Like, you don't know if he's going to be important in the
What do
whole
you mean?
series.
What do you mean he's not the best?
Like, his movie in general, it was, like, important, but, like, box office, like, gross, how much money they made off the movies and stuff like that as well. It was one of the...
I know a lot of people
higher.
really like
The Ant-Man
Paul
film.
Rudd as Ant-Man.
Yeah, they like him as Ant-Man, but, like, they could bring Fantastic Four into the movies. I'm just saying.
I think it's inevitable that it's gonna happen
Dude,
because as they continue with the MCU, they always need to keep adding stuff to keep it interesting.
Like, okay, so
Yeah.
the thing
And
is, if
they
you-
just got the rights to use X-Men and Fantastic Four, so
the pro-
Okay, if they got the rights, then they're going to use it. Like,
Yeah.
what the heck?
Right. Okay,
They-
well, the problem is, if you bring in Fantastic Four, you're bringing in the three most powerful people in the entire... four most powerful people in the entire Marvel Universe.
how
And?
so?
You got Invisible Woman,
Yeah.
Galactus, Silver Surfer, and then Mr. Fantastic and Sue Storm's child, who basically is... You, in the comics,
Uh-huh.
he's the reason all the Marvel comics are screwed up.
Oh,
Like,
great,
he warps
wonderful.
time and stuff. He can do basically anything. He basically can control the Infinity Stones without the Infinity Stones.
Jesus. Well, so the thing with that is
That's why
this
they're
is
not bringing-
not the
bringing
same
it in.
I'm pretty sure
universe,
his
and
name's
therefore
Richard.
it's not the
Richard
same
Fantastic.
universe, and therefore they can just change things to make them more
Okay,
reasonable.
but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, you're
Yeah,
introducing
there's loose interpretation.
four
being the keyword.
mega powerful characters.
How is Sue one of the four strongest in the whole universe?
We'll get into that in a later podcast.
Okay.
Because I personally think Invisible Woman is the strongest
Really?
Marvel character. But
That's beside the point.
we'll talk about that. Don't worry.
Okay. Jump into your theories, guys. Go
No.
ahead.
Okay. What time is it? Oh, we got 10 more minutes before they're gonna skip to our theories. So let's talk about these other
Oh.
questions.
Oh, wait. You told them to skip to 30 minutes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I forgot about that. Okay, I'll
Wait.
keep track.
So first question.
Bro.
After we already talked about X-Men and stuff, I
Yeah.
personally think X-Men should stay separate because I like Deadpool, I like
Except
Wolverine, Rogue, all of them in their own universe and doing their own thing.
Dang.
I feel like it wouldn't mesh well if you got like mutants from that with.
I mean,
don't know, it's a
that's
whole thing.
true.
But that's
That's
Fox.
true. But
I know, but I liked Fox.
Fox doesn't have those. The MCU has the rights to use X-Men now. So
yeah, but I want
X-Men is gonna go into Disney's.
But I want the MCU to still keep it separate.
I know you want it that
But
way.
will it happen
but
that way?
The rights are not going to it's not gonna pan
want
out
it
like
to-
that.
Oh,
And we're
I
gonna
want it
get
to-
Wolverine in the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No.
You're obsessing
And I am
over that.
so
Yeah, but the
excited.
problem is-
I am
the
so excited
the problem
for
is
that.
it's gonna
You're
be
definitely-
He's gonna be so cool.
But the problem,
You're fanboying at another level.
but the problem is, it's not gonna be Hugh Jackman.
It's definitely gonna be an adjustment without Hugh Jackman.
Like,
But it's going
that's gonna
to
be
happen.
so weird seeing
Like-
Wolverine not as Hugh Jackman.
It happens,
just
you know. It's gonna be awful, but like.
Life is about change, Paul.
And where are they gonna introduce them in? Because if you want Wolverine, you have to introduce it in before Logan.
What do you mean?
Like, where are you gonna have them cross into the MCU? Because if you do it after the timeline of Logan, Professor X is dead, Wolverine's dead.
Restart
I'm thinking reboot X-Men.
Yeah, I think they're gonna
this,
restart
have
X-Men.
MCU.
No!
Have MCU should have nothing to do with the X-Men movies.
Leave
No.
that
Completely
period
separate.
of
No.
time.
Restart. New actors
Alone.
for everyone.
You
just
can't-
It's in your fond
Big
memories,
reset
You
button.
Paul.
you can't do that though.
they've done it
They
like 4
can.
times with Spider-Man.
Dude,
Yeah.
they've created so much epicness. in
And
the
that's
X-Men
great for
movies.
them.
And yeah,
And that's great
it'll
for
stay
them.
that way in your fond memories. You'll look back in time
Like,
and be like,
no,
oh,
they might not do that because X-Men already the X-Men series already has proclaimed the most confusing timeline in all of movie history.
so they're gonna
So
make
just-
another timeline.
just to make it even more confusing, new
It's just,
timeline
but it's
into the MCU.
it's a separate timeline. It's not a new timeline. It's not like branching off paths from that.
It
old
could.
They
X-Men.
could.
Except, I'm not saying that's. I'm saying they will introduce X-Men with a reboot, and therefore they don't need to worry about Logan and all that madness and like actors. Just
I don't know.
hard reset. We get an X-Men
I
movie. We get a
feel
Wolverine
like
movie. Boom.
Stuff
done.
is gonna
They're in.
happen, and stuff will always happen, but that's
Whatever.
kind of separate.
Whatever. All right, so let's get into our questions. Other than X-Men and Fantastic Four being introduced. So, big question: at the end of Infinity, where the hell is Thanos?
That's okay. Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
What is
I
that
know.
plantation
Serene.
thingy?
I know
Okay.
there was a line where he said that once his job is done, he'll
He's
just
gonna
go
rest.
rest
Yeah.
and watch the sunset. So he's
Yeah.
just probably some peaceful planet.
But like, where?
I don't know exactly.
That may not always be important.
Like,
It
is
just
this an
looks really
alternate universe, reality? Like, or is it the actual reality that they were in? Like, where is he?
Maybe
That's-
he's in the Soul Stone. The Soul
Okay,
Stone is the answer to everything.
I really think that the Soul Stone is like when he emerged with the Soul Stone and like that whole scene where he was, oh my god, that was so creepy and cool and,
And
weird
did
at
you
the
see
same time.
Did you see the scene they released yesterday? They released a single scene from the movie on YouTube.
No, I've stopped myself from watching all the trailers and
Yeah,
stuff.
I wanna
I won't
kind
talk
of-
about it then. I won't talk.
But,
about
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is it crucial?
Like,
Is it like really?
it. No.
Okay.
but like, where's Thanos? I mean,
Thanos is off doing his own Thanos thing. Like he's just taking some downtime. Let him
So-
take some downtime.
the big purple dude is just chilling on a plantation.
Okay, in the comic books, after he fulfilled his purpose, or I don't remember if it was after he fulfilled his purpose or if he after he was defeated, he went off into the farm and was a plantation owner.
Really?
Yeah.
So
There's
so
no way.
they-
And before he started taking over down, he took a little time off, and he was just a person
So-
working on a farm.
That's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Okay.
Big purple dude became white plantation owner.
No, he was the purple plantation owner, a very large purple plantation owner, and without
What did he harvest?
I don't know. I didn't read that much into it. Okay, there is this little show called TLDR, Too Long Didn't Read, on YouTube, and I love watching it. It's all about all the Marvel comics, like the original Marvel comics and everything, and it just
Yeah.
tells you whatever goes on, and that's like they're amazing. So when I can't read the comics, I watch those, and they're like they're
Alright.
so good.
Next question. Why didn't Thanos just double the resources? Why did he have to destroy half the populace?
I just don't think it's. First of all, cinema is like, what are you gonna do? They need to put something in it, and B, I just don't think it's possible. I don't think it's Like, I know
Like,
he has all the stones, but, like...
Are the Infinity Stones actually capable of doing that?
That's my question.
Like, they're capable of wiping out an entire half of the universe.
Yeah, getting rid of something is easier than, like, adding it back in. Like,
Energy in the universe is constant.
Yeah.
Laws
just
of
destroyed,
thermodynamics.
like, half the people.
Well, he didn't destroy the matter. They just turned to. He just killed them all.
Yeah.
Doubling resources involves creating new matter.
That's my question. Like, that would create...
And obviously, that's going into a sciencey approach, which doesn't work with movies. But my
I know,
point is
but-
that, like, we're not really sure that the Infinity Stones are capable of such a thing. I think if Thanos knew they were, I think if they were capable and Thanos knew they were capable of doing that, he would have done that.
That's
Wait,
the
so-
question. Like,
he's
what's
not
the
an evil
limitation
person.
of his knowledge with these stones, too? Like, how much does he know? How much can he, like,
And then,
research about? Like, it's not...
other than that, is what are his ulterior motives?
I think his ulterior motive... Okay,
Like,
Thanos
do you think
is one
he
of
just
the most...
do you think he just wanted to sustain the population by wiping out half so that the resources would fill, or do you think there's something else behind that he wants to do?
Okay, so looking at it that way, I do understand, like, once you have power, you're like, oh my god, power, you become a totally different changed person and does, like, warp your entire, like, intentions and everything. But I honestly do believe Thanos being one of the most relatable, like, villains I've ever seen. Like, I do agree when
What, you want to
say...
wipe out half the universe now, Amrita?
No, that's a really... Thanks so much. Thank you for making me that kind of person. I do believe
Rita
that...
starts sweating.
No.
No.
big oof. No, I do believe that there's a twisted logic behind everything he says and does. Like, wiping off half the civilization is not right in any form, but, like, that would help keep everyone else in the
See,
planet.
that's where it gets interesting. Why is it not right?
Why is it not right?
Yeah.
Morally, it's not right.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but...
So, with Gamora's planet, you know,
Mhm.
he came to Gamora's planet, he slaughtered half the people on their planet, and a planet of overpopulated, starving people turned into a planet of prosperous people
That's
with full,
the
happy
thing.
bellies.
That's
He-
where the whole
so- and
moral
that-
dilemma comes in.
Right, so how... It's hard to even argue that it's twisted.
But I'm talking about twisted
When
in
you-
our sense of consciousness and our morality.
Right.
Us randomly choosing to kill half the people would be immoral because we can't tell if they deserve to die or not.
I just
and
think
who
we
are
should
we?
And
kill
yet,
them.
objectively...
No matter what goals we get, just kill them.
And yet,
I'm sorry, Paul, that
objectively,
you don't have any
when
more
when you're killing
moralities.
these people, but without any suffering involved, they're just disappearing. Objectively...
No, okay, they're not just disappearing.
They're not just disappearing. Okay, but with the
Sean,
Infinity Stones, they are just disappearing.
How would you feel if you just disappeared?
I'm...
Like, okay, but, like, you don't know their thoughts. Their thoughts before dying are probably like, oh my god, what's going on? And then after
Yeah.
their death, like, if they don't have afterlife.
But objectively speaking, he is creating a,
Better-
in quotation marks, better world.
Okay, yes, I do agree in
And
quotation
you
mark a better
can't-
world. But yes,
can't
you can
really argue
agree.
against that.
You can agree that it's twisted.
It's hard to.
Sean is now heavy sweating.
Okay, so
It's hard to...
In the
it's hard to,
in the
it's-
upcoming elections, never vote for Sean Bhambhani for president
He
or
wants
any
to take-
government official.
It's hard to argue that it's twisted with logic, other than it feels twisted.
Yes, it's not twisted with logic at all. It's twisted with morality. That's what I'm saying. It's twisted in a consciousness and all that kind of sense, not in a logical way. He's doing everything that would logically make sense because he's taking away half so the other half can thrive. But how are you choosing this half? That's like
It's
entire.
random.
That's what I'm saying. Like the randomness of it. This
Random
like
people.
the
sampling.
Vietnam draft.
Random
Oh my
sampling.
god. Oh my god, Paul.
Thanos. Okay, plot twist. Thanos is secretly the U.S. government deciding who to send to Vietnam.
I'm sorry. What?
All the characters disappear and go to the Vietnam War.
The inside of the Soul Stone is just like the Vietnam War.
Oh no, guys, no.
Oh gosh.
I really do believe
So that means that Thanos
that's
is gonna
not it.
No, Thanos is going to turn into Nixon in the next movie.
That's
I'm not a crook. Your president is not a crook.
stop. Bad.
Anyways.
Exit out, exit, close door,
What were we
walk
talking
away.
about? Oh yeah. So Thanos, you know, just from this you can tell Thanos is like, he's a good villain.
He's
the best villain of the
arguably
MCU.
the best villain. Okay, I'm gonna say a Black Panther is Warmonger. Maybe.
Oh God, we have
but-
30 seconds.
Okay.
So I don't think they're gonna introduce something like the possibility of two resources because you want to keep him a good villain, and you don't want to introduce ulterior motives because once there's ulterior motives, he's no longer a good villain and he's just completely twisted.
Other questions are Ant-Man expansion and Thanos' asshole. Not gonna happen. They already confirmed that. Will the villains help the heroes? Maybe. We'll see.
Okay, so now we're gonna talk about our theories.
So
go ahead,
do you want
guys.
me to go first?
Go
I
ahead.
think I
Go
should.
ahead.
So, I like to call this theory the reverse snap or the inverse snap.
Yeah, I heard a little about it.
Oh.
I
So-
heard a little about it, and I
so
was
basically-
blown away.
My theory is if you look at all these characters who disappeared during the snap, you got Scarlet Witch, Spider-Man, Black Panther, Star-Lord, Doctor Strange.
Sean's like
all those
edging
people.
out of his seat.
Wasp, all those people. Those people all just got introduced into the MCU, right? And so all the people that are quote-unquote alive, like Iron Man, Captain America, Thor, Hulk, War Machine, all those people, including Hawkeye, Ant-Man to a point, and all them, they're all old heroes, and their contracts are up. Whereas the people that died, in quotation marks, as we will see,
wow.
they all have new contracts, and they're on for more movies. So my theory here is that all the people that Thanos killed, he actually transported with the Space Stone to the new place,
Okay.
and all the people that stayed or are still alive are actually the ones that are dead,
See this
or
one really,
or inside the Soul Stone.
This one makes a lot of sense,
What?
like contract-wise
That
and
just blew my
everything. Like
mind.
it's like reality mixed with the cinematic world that makes so much sense. Because yeah, that's my question too, with the whole like Iron Man and Captain America and everyone staying alive. Like, what's going on with that? But if they're all actually dead, okay. But then I don't know. There's a lot behind that.
But like after I saw that movie, I'm like, think about it. Like we saw
Yeah, but-
Spider-Man die, we saw Black Panther die, we saw Doctor Strange die.
And they're all the new
But
characters.
we already are confirmed for Spider-Man Far From Home. We're already got talks about Doctor Strange 2, Black Panther 2. And they're all supposed to take place after Infinity War. And then we also have the old people like Iron Man, Captain America, they're going to be shuttled out. So
That's a good theory.
So
Well,
that's what I said. It's such a good
wouldn't it
theory.
make sense for them to get rid of them in Infinity War and have the new people take over?
Okay, but then
But
why are they
now-
wondering about why do they have consciousness? Like, why are they like alive-ish? Like,
And
what's going on
also,
with that?
we need to talk about Nebula, Rocket Raccoon, and most importantly, I think Captain Marvel, because Captain
Right.
Marvel has another movie coming, I believe, right?
So she's still.
Right. I mean, Black Widow, we already talked about. She could have an origin story.
Right.
So the Black Widow movie coming out, that would they could easily
yeah.
just make that an origin story and
Yeah.
still have her die.
That would be amazing. Again.
But honestly, I feel like they kind of set it up for Rocket Raccoon to die in Guardians of the
That's
Galaxy
so
Volume
sad.
2.
Did
That
they?
is sad.
How so?
Yeah,
'Cause
wait.
they made it seem like he developed as a character, right? And I felt like him developing as a character and realizing his real purpose on the team
Right, and yeah.
set him up for him.
learned vulnerability by the end.
Yeah.
So you're saying his character arc is over?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm
Yeah.
saying Rocket Raccoon could easily be, and I feel like the Guardians of the Galaxy with Star-Lord, Groot, Mantis, who they just introduced, and Drax could carry on by themselves. And if you add on, like,
Okay, but the whole team's like gone.
what do you mean?
Like, Gamora's not there.
You're only missing Gamora
Rocket.
and Rocket. I mean,
Oh.
Nebula to a point.
And
but,
I think
like, was she
Gamora's
really-
coming back. Somehow.
You want Gamora. Okay,
I
what you
want-
want and what you need and what you're gonna get are completely different.
Don't
Like,
impede on
completely
my
different
dreams.
things.
Okay, and then like
I'm
think about
sorry.
it. Nebula got like ripped apart by Thanos, anyways.
Yeah.
So I mean, are we really
What about Ant-Man?
Ant-Man?
Yeah, man.
I feel like with the introduction of Wasp,
Mm-hmm.
do we really need Ant-Man anymore?
Dang, that's quite a claim, Paul.
Like, think about it.
You're not wrong. I just
Yeah.
Like, I mean, all the awesome people from Ant-Man,
Have, like, a
Wong-
double.
Wait, no. Wong.
Wong.
Yeah, well.
There's got to be at least 3 Wong movies coming, right?
Oh my god, shut up.
You can't
Shut
have.
up, Sean.
How are we gonna have our Wong trilogy?
I can't believe that came out of your mouth.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I don't know. There's like, okay, if you look at it, there's like the purposes that all the alive people serve, or alive, or
Yeah.
as Paul is saying, dead.
Yep.
Serve. There's like an opposite or a sort of like mix
Yeah.
between in the dead or supposedly alive, as Paul is saying. So that's like, I don't know. Like, Spider-Man left when he was dying. He literally was saying, like, I don't want to go. All these kind of things. And obviously when we get into the next theory, too, with Doctor Strange and everything, there are, like, holes in your theory. I'm sorry, Paul, but, like, it's a really good one.
Okay, I agree that there are holes in it, but
you're onto something.
contractually and just from a logical standpoint, it honestly makes a lot of sense.
It does. I'm definitely not going to argue that.
Like, the only characters you're going to question of why they would have them be alive or, in my case, dead, would be Ant-Man, Captain Marvel, and then to a point Rocket.
Yeah, to a point Rocket, yeah.
But, like, let's go through the people that died. Iron Man, contract's up. Makes sense. Captain America, again, same thing. Thor, Black Widow, Hulk, War Machine, Hawkeye. Like, I mean, it's cool that we're going to see him come back for this movie, but after that, like, he's been gone for a while. Let's be honest here. Wong, Doctor Strange has surpassed Wong. He's not super important anymore. Pepper's going to... Sean, he's gone. He's gone. Okay?
Sean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for him.
Pepper, like, I mean, she's going to be gone with Iron Man.
I mean, maybe that's their happy ending, but...
Happy, although he's a great character, and I love Happy Hogan.
He's kind of there.
He's not super important. He's kind of just there. I mean...
Dissing characters.
And then the person I missed, Valkyrie, like, the only thing is, why would they not have her in Infinity War, bring her back for Endgame, and then get rid of her?
I'm very curious about this Valkyrie thing. Like, how did she get introduced again?
Yeah, like, she should have died.
I'm so curious.
Because, like, Thor was just floating in space. Like,
slammed to spaceships.
Like, how is Valkyrie back?
I'm actually really curious about her, too. Okay, that's what I'm saying, though. Those are the holes. Like, there's, like, some characters who are super important, but maybe they're trying to get back in, and some characters just decide to stay. Maybe they're, like, two different dimensions or something like that, and some characters decide to stay in one world where they're maybe not as needed. Like, obviously, Iron Man wants, like, Pepper was like, oh, yeah, if you quit, like, you know...
That's honestly, addition theory is, like, the important people that we talked about, so Captain Marvel... Rocket and all them, they could somehow figure out a way to get back to the dead world.
That's what I'm seeing would work with yours.
Right. So, like, we see them in the trailers. They're all like, oh, we never give up. We never, like... So maybe they've realized that they're the ones who are actually dead, and they're trying to get back to the living world.
And then dead in the sense that they're not, like, they're
out of existence.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know, it's like the whole thing makes you really question, like, oh, out of existence, alternate dimension, like, what's going on with all this stuff? Like, I don't know, it's fascinating. I do like your theory, but, like, there's just people who shouldn't be dead who are, and then there's people who are dead who...
I mean, so, like, Valkyrie, Captain Marvel, all those people that they're going to reintroduce, it's kind of like,
big question mark.
That really tosses a wrench in. Like, at the end of when I saw Infinity War in the end, I'm like, okay, something fishy is going on here.
I know.
But now that they're like, okay, Captain Marvel is going to be alive, and Valkyrie's coming back, I'm kind of questioning my own theory here. Yeah. But I still think it could work.
I think there's ways that your theory could work, especially if you're saying it's like something alternate lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like they're just gonna somehow try to get back to it, but at the same time, like then why don't these people go back? Like what's gonna happen with them? And like the reason why your theory works is because some of these, like most of these characters, their contract is ending, so it makes sense to kill them. But what are we gonna do with the ones that are suddenly not like? What are we gonna do with them?
Like
Brie Larson.
They're not gonna kill off Captain Marvel.
They're dead. That's not happening. Okay.
It's not happening.
Don't say never.
No, but like the whole thing with first woman superhero in the MCU, you know, like women triumph, and they're not gonna kill her off.
But they kill. Okay. Oh yeah.
Women's rights. Nope.
Dang it. Curse you.
No, but like now that I'm thinking about it, to add on,
Mm-hmm.
Sean was saying earlier that we haven't seen how the Soul Stone works. What if those specific characters
Are trapped in the Soul Stone or something?
get a hold of the Soul Stone
Okay.
and can blink themselves back into existence?
How would they get hold of it in there? Like, that's the...
Maybe it has something to do with their relation to the stones. Like Captain Marvel got her powers from the Space Stone. You know, she's imbued with that
That's
energy.
true.
Maybe that it could be something with that. Like,
Wait, so what if we
she's
draw...
linked with the
What
stone.
if we make another
Wait,
that's
theory
how she
from
makes
here?
it.
Like-
Yeah, no. What if we draw? So Captain Marvel would go to the Space Stone.
Mhm.
Wong would go to the Time Stone.
Yeah. Then where would everyone else
Rocket would go to the Power Stone.
Oh yeah, you did have that power. I'm not saying there's necessarily a matchup for each stone. I'm just
No,
saying.
but like if
But it would
like,
make a lot
that,
of
that
sense.
could be some reason
It
they
would
could
make a lot
conjure
of
up to
sense.
make Captain Marvel come back, or
Yeah.
try to make it, and everyone else know.
Because, like, if we have one baseline, like, if we're like, yes, Captain Marvel has to survive somehow, then if we work off that, then there's, like, different things, different pathways we can take from there.
right.
Gamora Soulstone.
No. I mean, maybe.
Probably, actually.
And then if you think about it,
Vision, Mind Stone.
Mind Stone could come with Vision, or Mind Stone could go. With, if you think about,
no, Vision does come back.
or no, you could honestly pair up the Mind Stone with like someone like Nebula or something.
And I think Vision. If Mind Stone, if we're doing this kind of connections,
Soul
it's
Stone.
Vision.
Soul Stone could go with Hawkeye too.
How?
Okay, out of all the original Avengers, who was the most spirit-driven, soulful person?
Okay, but those are
That's
personality types rather than...
I'm just saying. Like, think about it. His family gets slaughtered. He becomes Ronin.
Okay.
Who would see? Okay,
Are you saying Captain America wasn't driven by his spirit?
No. I'm okay.
Dun, dun, dun.
But to get the Soul Stone, Thanos had to sacrifice someone he loved.
Yeah.
Who has sacrificed since the last movie literally everything?
Scarlet Witch, and Thor.
No.
Or Thor
Hawkeye.
didn't willingly sacrifice it. But
Hawkeye-
Scarlet Witch killed Vision.
Hawkeye has sacrificed literally
I think it's
everything.
Scarlet Witch.
You know
who
what?
has the-
Scarlet Witch killed Vision.
Yeah.
Scarlet Witch killed the person. she
Yeah.
loves
Oh my
the
God, we had
most.
this realization at the
What?
same time. Oh my God.
Okay, so what are you saying based on?
I don't know. I don't know.
I think. Okay, instead of Vision coming back, I really don't think Vision's coming back. I think Scarlet Witch might be the one who the.
No, but based on the reverse snaps theory, Scarlet Witch would still be alive.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Tossed a wrench
Do we want to
in
go
my-
to the next theory?
All right, well, let's close.
This is like multiple theories in one theory. What's happened?
I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure they want like the whole Ant-Man in Thanos' ass. Like the Russo brothers were like, oh, we wish we thought of that. But like, so I don't think they thought about this the reverse snap theory. Because I mean,
No,
like,
I disagree.
Okay, listen,
I disagree.
I'm pretty sure they
I
just
think
said
they
that
were
for
joking.
comedic
Yeah,
effect.
they
I
were
really
joking
do think
when
they said that for
And I,
comedic
like
effect.
every interview I see, they always say, "No one's gonna guess what happens." I think.
And
it could
I don't
be
think.
something
Okay,
like
let's
this,
be real.
you
I
know?
don't think anyone's come up with this theory online, and they specifically said like no one has come up with this, but I really do think this one has a lot of probability because if you add on the
I'm
whole
not gonna say
like
probability, but it is an interesting thought.
like
Okay,
honestly,
okay, yeah, I'll say that.
not to pump myself up here, but I literally haven't heard this theory at all.
and
like-
it's
like,
true. That's why
I
it kind
thought
of blew
about
our
this
minds.
right when the movie came out, and like no one else since then has been like, "Oh, this could be a possibility" at all.
Until now.
That's because when you think of it like a snap to
Like-
disappear people, not to take them away to another place. Like, what do you do?
Like, I don't know. It just makes so much sense.
It does, and I think that's why I'm saying like it's on. I feel like you're on something when you say that. It's just that you need to work out your loopholes, fam.
I do need to work out my loopholes. But honestly, when we were talking with the pairing up the Infinity Stone stuff,
We were onto something.
I do.
we could pair
We
up
have-
each
okay,
character,
if-
and that could be a way
yeah.
for them to get
Yeah,
back.
we could do that in such a way that people like Iron Man don't make it, but people like Captain Marvel do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So
I feel like with this being said, we have the right to say "I told you so." If
no,
yeah.
definitely.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Okay.
All right. So next theory. You want to go into your theory, Amrita, about the strange variation?
Okay, this one is not as like incredible as Paul's or new, but this is something that I was thinking of because it has so much evidence. But I also I'm not gonna like pull myself down while saying why it works, and then I'll get into why it doesn't work later. But the strange variation, I love the name Paul gave it. So during the film, right from the beginning, Doctor Strange was like told Iron Man that, hey, if it comes down to it, I'm not gonna sacrifice the stone for you. You're dead. You're gone. Like, go away. Yeah, like he was like, I'm not gonna sacrifice the stone for anything. But as time goes on, it's not like some great thing happens and they like bond all of a sudden. They're like, my brother from another mother. Like, no, that's not what happens.
And the Indian accent comes in.
Hey, okay, listen. When I need to prove my point. Anyways, like, so the whole thing goes on, and then when Thanos is about to kill Iron Man, Doctor Strange is like, listen, don't do it. I'm gonna trade the stone for his life. And he has no reason whatsoever to do that unless we go back and look at it, and out of all of the millions of theories that Doctor Strange went over, like,
he said one worked.
Yeah,
one
I think
worked.
That's very deliberate.
That was very deliberate, very placed out there.
And then if you think about it, he's like, I'm in the Endgame, and what's the name in the movie?
Endgame, yeah. So he is not, like, he's giving up that stone because it's like Tony Stark has to be alive. That's why I'm saying Tony Stark is important. But, like, maybe it's like the last final move, like he gives it his all before dying for the rest of his people or something like that. Maybe that's the thing. But then again,
which I feel like they're leading up to.
I really do think that either Stark's dead or he's dead. Like, I just
he's dead or he's gonna die.
There's just some. I don't think he's gonna make it happily ever after. This is not DC, so it's not all tragic. But like,
Batman. I'm Batman.
I don't know. It's just. There's something. Doctor Strange is super important, and I just think that he wouldn't give away the stone just like that, unless that's the one possibility. That was very deliberate.
All right, so how are they gonna get everybody back, or defeat Thanos based on this?
Based on this, that's what I'm saying. The Soul Stone is super important because we don't know what the Soul Stone does. Are they actually dead? That's what your theory is, though. Like, It's just the inverse of your theory. Like, are they actually dead? Maybe they're just vamooshed into the Soul Stone and they're just in an alternate dimension or something like that. Because I understand that they slaughtered the other people. Like, Thanos has been slaughtering people, but now with all this power and everything, just, like, stops them out of existence and everything. And they're probably, maybe they're not dead. Maybe just they're just there. And that's why the new characters, maybe like the old characters sacrifice their lives for the new characters to get them back. I don't know, something like that, along those lines. But my problem with my own theory is that they've already said that nothing on the internet is like has made it. A, and B, I don't know. It just seems so obvious. It seems too obvious.
Yeah. No, I would agree. Because, like, I mean, it's the first thing you think of.
It is the first thing you think of. Like, I watched the movie and I was like, I had to go back. I was like, he's literally said Endgame. He's literally, like, there's so many pointers to this. Are they going to make it that easy for us to guess it? Like,
I don't think
that's what I'm saying. I doubt it.
Sean, you got any take on that?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you for your input, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean,
while it does have proof, I don't really know. I wouldn't put all my bets on it.
Right.
You know, like, there's something.
I mean, I wouldn't put all my bets on any theory. Because I don't think...
That's true. That's true.
But the real question is, are they going to use the time stone to get the people back? Because that's another main theory out there.
That would be quite the manipulation.
Yeah, but to be real, no one's ever been focused on timelines in this entire...
Right.
Now, it is possible. It'd be...
Like, but
I think they're going to go through multiple timelines. In
that would be a giant spectacle to turn back an entire movie's worth of events.
I feel like that's what they're going to do.
And just, like, go back to the moment where, like, Thor's about to hit Thanos and he just hits him in the head instead.
Yeah.
So a 3-hour movie is going to be
build up to just build up back
dead.
to that.
Okay, I realized that, but
Marvel movies have done that in the past. We see X-Men Days of Future Past where they completely erase X-Men Last Stand.
Yeah, every time I think about it, it just seems more and more, hey, they could do that. You just
Yeah.
turn it back to the moment.
There's so many moments
But
that they could turn
again-
it back to and be like,
Again,
oh.
the problem is, why would they do that? That seems too obvious.
I know,
like,
but
they-
are we psyching ourselves out? Like, that's the other question. This is all psychology and reverse psychology put into one big soup because we don't know what's up with that whole thing.
I mean, that's the most probable theory, combined with Doctor Strange into.
It's not probable. It's the most obvious.
Yeah, it's the most obvious.
I don't,
Is-
yeah,
is
yeah.
the
I don't like to throw around the word probable.
Okay, the Strange variation combined with Time Stone, go back in time to stop Thanos from getting all of them, is the most obvious choice.
It is the most obvious choice. And, okay, I won't say anything, but I will be a little bit disappointed if they go with, they will bring in elements of it, I'm sure.
Probably, yeah.
They'll definitely bring in elements because they set it up for, they have to have a reason for setting it up like that.
And let's be
But-
real. This is a Marvel movie. We have, marketed towards younger audiences.
That's
Right.
true.
They're
Okay.
going to want a big Avengers v Thanos battle at the
Oh
end.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Which
Well,
I mean,
they
we
will.
got in the last movie, but they're gonna want it again.
I mean, we
Yeah.
got partially. It was Guardians plus Spider-Man plus Iron Man plus Strange.
This-
But I meant
And then-
more
and-
they're
and-
gonna
like
want to
ultra
everyone
epic.
versus Thanos. They're
Yeah.
gonna want to do that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
because we had split up, so we had them on Titan, and then we had them in Wakanda.
Right.
Yeah, there were
we
two
didn't have
different.
we didn't
yeah.
have united forces.
All of them.
I don't know. I
It's-
love
and
superheroes
that's
meeting
gonna
superheroes.
be
That's the
such
best
an
part
epic
of the
scene, and they're
movies.
gonna go for it
Yeah.
simply because
Oh,
that's
yeah.
gonna sell units.
Right.
That's for sure.
To have
And I mean, yeah, I want to say that all these complex theories have something in the end, but honestly, sometimes they're just gonna end up being
Yeah.
theories. That's what they are.
I mean, but that's okay. It's just fun to speculate.
that is true. I mean, so I want to say that the Strange variation is the most obvious one that they have. So it probably, I don't.
But
wanna-
again, they said no one's ever gonna guess it.
yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. You're on something, but can't they just be saying no one's ever gonna guess it because they just want?
Yeah,
to
I mean
not
they
do
could be
it.
psyching us out again with that too.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So many loopholes.
Honestly, I think the reverse snap would be the coolest.
That would be the coolest. I completely agree. They'd have to figure out a ton of things, but
the Strange variation is the most obvious.
yeah. I don't know.
So,
There's nothing much more to say about it. The Strange variation kind of presents itself in
Yeah.
the movie.
yeah, I think most people can figure that out.
Alright.
So do we want to move on to the quantum realm proposition? All right.
Oh
So-
boy.
So, Amrita and I kind of came up with this on our
Yeah.
together jointly. So the quantum realm proposition basically hinges on Ant-Man.
Yes. Okay, listen. Maybe it's not all on Ant-Man. If there's a thousand. Okay, let's go ahead into this, and then I'll bring in my little inside things on it.
All right. So my interpretation of the quantum realm proposition is basically when Ant-Man goes into the quantum realm
Oh God, what is this gonna be?
and he goes subatomic.
He gets stuck in it.
He gets stuck in it. That's where he is right now. So the real question is, how does he get out of it?
First of all, they probably someone. I feel like there's a reason he's stuck in it. That protected
Right,
him. That
right.
protected him from getting
Right.
I feel like if he's in that realm, he's protected from the whole snapping because he's in a
Right.
different.
And I feel like
Are you sure?
I do believe so.
Are you saying tardigrades aren't affected by the snap?
that's what we're saying. We're saying
that
that
is what we're
the
saying.
subatomic portion of this universe is immune to Thanos' Infinity Stones and the Gauntlet.
Why would that be a thing?
Why wouldn't it be a thing?
That's why.
Because
Why not?
the whole universe is created by the Infinity Stones, or at least the Infinity Stones were
But if you're-
born
okay,
when the Big Bang
if you-
happened. Big Bang created.
If you know
the-
quantum
the-
mechanics, it's based completely on probability.
It is. So the entire the sub particles and everything, that's the very elements that make up the entire universe. I feel like at that particle level, it's possible that this theory has
Validity.
I think this one's a little wishy-washy, but keep going.
I mean, that's what theories are. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
A little wishy-washier than the past ones, but
Yeah, no, the other two have more evidence. But what I'm taking this theory to be is Ant-Man and arguably the Ghost, depending on where the hell the Ghost is, can use the quantum realm to get in contact or to access the other dead people.
yeah.
Because if you think about it, Dr. Pym, Janet Pym, and Wasp are all in the dead category.
Yeah, they're all in the supposedly dead category.
So if Ant-Man, who's in the alive category, can utilize the quantum realm to get in contact with them,
yeah, and
that's
where,
how we can bring characters
Yeah,
back.
that's why I think Tony Stark is important, because with his whole like genius self going on, he might be able to help with that.
Right. And then we throw Ghost in there.
You really want Ghost
I really want Ghost back in this movie.
Ghost sucks.
Ghost could be the crux of this entire film.
That would be an awful. That would be
Like,
awful.
think about it, Sean. You're just completely dissing Ghost right now, and then the entire Endgame movie could come down to Ghost. How would you feel?
Ghost was just a one-shot, one-dimensional villain.
Really? You thought Ghost was one-dimensional?
Are we gonna get into this? I feel like there's a battle gonna happen.
Wait.
She was dying, and so she wanted to save herself, and that was her thing.
Okay.
And now she's saved, so now
Regardless.
she no longer has a thing.
Regardless. My thing is, if Tony Stark, Dr. Pym, Wasp, Ant-Man can figure out a way to use the quantum realm and quantum energy and all the energy they could collect there, either to beat Thanos, to bring back people, to do something with it, I feel like that'd be...
I think the time stone, I feel like they're going to take down like they're going to have to like find a way around one stone, like
Right.
one step at a time, right? And I feel like this is the way to like fight the whole time stone and everything, like the whole quantum. I really think there's possibility. I don't think there's a lot of things supporting this theory, but
I don't think there's any.
listen.
I think you kind of just like just brought it out of a magic hat. You know?
Rabbits. just
Okay,
want some
but okay, so then, Sean, how is Ant-Man getting out of the quantum realm? We'll get back to that.
And why is Ant-Man like?
No. Luis is not going to bring Ant-Man out of the quantum realm.
Hey,
Okay?
we don't know where he is. We don't know where
Stop
Luis
bringing
is.
up Luis.
Luis
He
is...
shows up like, hey, so.
With his ever-long stories and everything.
So I
That's
talked to
how
this
it's gonna
guy,
help him out.
And he was a scientist, and he got my friend out of the quantum realm. It's not going to happen. But the only ways that I see that Ant-Man can get out of the quantum realm are either him himself throwing his expandy thing into his suit again, and which would be kind of lame, seeing
That
as
would
he
be
did
lame.
in the first movie.
That'd be lame.
That would be very lame.
Having
The first time it was lame. The second time it's just.
it's
Ultra
just
lame?
ridiculous.
Wow.
That or Ghost comes in, saves him, or the thing that
Luis
Luis is not. Luis is not. No,
Stop, please,
no.
stop.
So the third option
You're ruining the theory.
is Ant-Man goes through the quantum realm and comes out in the dead category, or the dead realm.
That would be something if that happened.
See, that's what we're saying. That'd be dope.
Maybe we're focusing on the wrong character. Maybe it's someone else who has like these kind of time powers and everything. Like, I don't know. I feel like if I personally really liked your first theory. I feel like someone from this category of the dead category who is supposedly dead
Or the live ones.
are the live ones, and they're gonna be going through the whole thing. Because I don't know. I don't know. There's something. I don't want Ant-Man to be that important. I mean, yes, he can be. I do
But, like,
adore
if
him
you
as
think about it,
Ant-Man, but
if he could go through, bridge the gap between the two proposed realms that we talked about.
yeah. But like, how would that escape Thanos'
And then-
notice? Is he just sitting in a plantation? Is that?
I don't know. But, like, if he could talk to them, and that's why he shows up in the trailer, and he's just like, hey, guys, let me in, then he could be the bridge between the two worlds and help them figure out how to beat Thanos.
I do think because Ant-Man is there, obviously he's there, right? He's there. And his entire life, like his entire plot line is with quantum, like everything,
Yes.
you know?
Yep.
I think that's a very plausible way to say that it's possible that there's going to be a bridge between these two. Like, I do think there are two dimensions. I do think none of the dead people, I think the dead people, even the dead people who are supposed to be dead aren't actually dead.
Seeing as Spider-Man Far From Home, like, Spider-Man's not dead, like, and all their contracts are coming back, so I really believe in the two-realm, two-universe thing.
I believe in that too.
So if Ant-Man can utilize the quantum realm to bridge between them because it's all based on probability and stuff, and he can shoop back and forth.
See,
I don't think it's gonna be that easy,
I think the
but-
weak spot in your theory is probability and stuff.
No, but if you think
Like,
about it, if you think back to Ant-Man and the Wasp movie, like
Okay,
Janet,
but we also have to base
Janet
this off the fact that how many
Kim.
people watched the Ant-Man and the Wasp movie? Like, I know people watched it, but like, are they gonna base the entire story on one character that?
But like Janet Pym was like, "Oh, don't go there, or you'll be stuck there for eternity. Oh, don't go into this part of the quantum realm, or this will happen."
I feel like maybe dimensions are gonna close or something. Like, I feel like something's
so I feel like the quantum realm could be utilized.
I feel like it is gonna be used simply because Ant-Man. Like, what else is he gonna?
Like, how's he gonna get out of it?
Yeah,
Can't
but
get
like,
ants in space.
What?
Can't summon his ants in space if they go after Thanos.
Really? That's your reason for why the quantum realm proposition doesn't work. Is he can't summon
you're calling
ants
our
in space?
theory weak, and that's what you have to battle against
It was just an observation that ants don't breathe in space.
Oh my god.
And also half of his ants are dead.
Shut up. Really? Okay.
I think you need to not.
So, honestly, I agree the quantum realm proposition isn't the solidest of our theories, but I feel like it has to do with something. Because, like I said, there's only 3 ways Ant-Man gets out of there. And we don't know how he gets out, so it's a possibility. It's not a probability, but it's a possibility.
Yeah,
All right,
it is a possibility, but
Paul.
Okay.
moving on.
What's this next one?
Oh
Okay,
god,
so-
I know about this one a little
What
bit
on
too.
So-
earth am I looking at?
So this next theory is called the locus teleportation theory. So it basically hinges on the very beginning of Infinity War. So we all remember Thanos boards the Asgardian spaceship.
Uh-huh.
He
Stop
kills a bunch of
yawning.
people, and then he's got Thor and Heimdall, and he's asked Loki, Loki comes up to him and says, "I'll give you the Tesseract for my brother's life, or to help you."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And then he tries to stab Thanos.
Doesn't work out very well.
Doesn't work out. Thanos just takes the Tesseract from him and kills him.
Yeah.
The Tesseract is the Space Stone.
Yes.
So my theory is that Loki teleports away with the actual Tesseract,
Oh.
and that's how Loki comes back. Because
So-
we
But
saw
like-
we saw in the first Avengers movie that Loki can create images of himself
But
because he's the god of mischief.
But you can't do the snap without all this Infinity Stones.
But do we actually know that for sure?
But also Thanos teleported around that entire movie with the Space Stone.
Did he actually?
Yeah, remember when he beat Iron Man? He just teleported to Earth in an instant, teleported to Wakanda to go get the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
Just,
Okay, I'm sorry, Paul.
Blue,
but, like,
and he teleported to Wakanda.
Okay. Maybe Loki didn't actually keep the Space Stone, but I'm thinking that's how Loki survives because
I do
they
think-
already said that Loki's gonna live.
and I know,
Did
Sean,
they?
you think
Did they say he's
yeah.
coming to live, or did they say he's gonna be in the next movie?
They said he's gonna be in the next movie.
Meaning,
He could be flashbacks.
But
potential.
But I don't think they're gonna do a flashback.
I don't think they're going to be doing flashbacks either. Sean,
I
please
think-
stop making
I
that
think
face.
If not how they beat Thanos, I think that's how Loki survived. Is he created an image of himself with the Tesseract, teleported himself.
He is the god of he's
Yeah.
mischievous. He does things like this. And I really do think in times like this, he's just hard to kill because he's so doing. Yeah, he's just
He's
doing
like-
his own thing. It's happened
I
before.
think he's dead. It's happened several times before, actually.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know. You never can judge a character's importance, but I just think that Loki.
It's just he's another one of those been around since 2009 characters.
And I do
Right.
think he's gonna die, but I just think he's gonna die with the Endgame, not
Yep.
with Infinity Wars.
Okay. Then we'll
So-
be here next year saying the same thing.
He's
He's alive.
I'm just saying he's not dead.
But yeah, so that's the hinge of that theory. Is I think that Loki used the Space Stone when he had it to either teleport himself or to do some other mischief, like teleporting other people or doing something
And it wouldn't be
To-
mischief anymore. It'd be like very crucial.
to mess with Thanos, to mess with the plan, to save himself, which he has done throughout
yeah.
all the other movies.
Loki's Loki. He's gonna be wanting to save himself, and wanting to save himself would be helping all of the superheroes in this case. And I mean, I do think the reason why I think Loki does survive, actually, I'm very on the line with this one. As much as I want Loki to be alive, he looked pretty dead. he looked pretty dead when in the very beginning. Anyway, it was the very beginning.
Dead, at least 80% dead.
Yes, but yeah, and like when Thanos, didn't he walk off and just like, I no more regeneration for you or something like that? He said something like that. And then I don't know. I really want Loki to be alive. I do. But there's just so much. There's lacking proof in this theory. That's all.
I know.
He could be hiding as one of the characters. He could be like wearing a mask.
Loki's actually Thanos.
No!
Loki changed himself to look like Thanos, and when he stabbed him, Thanos actually died. Bam.
Stop.
Loki's
stop.
Thanos.
This is
he
why.
finally got his revenge.
This is when theories become like too much.
Oh, no. But honestly, I know this theory doesn't have like any backing whatsoever. It's just when I saw the movie, I thought, Loki gets out of every single situation somehow.
That's why I'm like on the border. Like he always.
There's got to be a way that he did this, and he probably
people said the same thing about Han Solo, you know.
Yeah, but like think about it. Loki's
they gotta die at some point.
Yeah,
but Loki's
and
not.
I do agree.
Okay,
comes back next year.
The god of mischief, the god of like I'm gonna manipulate everybody. Did he really think Thanos was that stupid that he'd be like, here's the Tesseract, oh, stab. Like, do you think he was that dumb where he's like, oh, Thanos won't see this coming, I'm just gonna do that. Like,
I know, that's the thing. Like,
I interpreted that as desperation. He had no other choice. He's trapped on this spaceship. What else is he gonna do?
He can just leave.
He's got a space stone.
He
can teleport
He
away.
could have just left with it.
Can you use it like that without an apparatus like the gauntlet? Can you just
that's true.
command it to teleport you where you want it to
But
teleport
like,
you?
I feel like
I don't think you have control over those things when you just have it in your hands.
But so then the real question is, why didn't he just disappear like Red Skull when he touched it? Is it because he's a Norse god? Like,
because Red Skull got banished, I guess.
but like Loki can just hold it, and he sort of used it to teleport in the original Avengers, right?
I don't.
Like he came through the portal and stuff with the Tesseract.
I remember the
crazy scientist guy.
Yeah, and he used the machine to make the portal.
I don't know. I feel like Loki did something with the Space Stone. So like you know how people say, oh, Doctor Strange like corrupted the Time Stone or something?
Yeah, I've heard that.
Like maybe Loki did something with the Space Stone.
I mean, that's the thing. They've had control over these stones, right?
Yeah.
They've had all the time in the world until this point to do it. And I really don't think, as much as I do know that it was a time of desperation and they were all in the middle of a ship, they had nothing better to do, he's going to pull out a knife and kill. Really? A large purple dude? I don't know, just like...
He already had the Power Stone.
He had some of them already, yeah.
Yeah, he already had the Power Stone. So
he had the Power Stone.
So, like, why am I going to go up to this dude with a knife and just... when he could just go dead?
Like, it just seems so stupid of a Loki, okay, any of the superheroes.
Yeah, sure. Like if
Falcon and I know Loki isn't a superhero,
Peter Parker did that, like, sure, okay, but
Peter Parker. I don't know. Loki just seems like he has a like. He puts on a mask that he's like playful and like stupid. Not stupid, but like he's like really. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so that's why I think he did something with the Space Stone. Maybe he didn't teleport himself away with the Space Stone, and maybe he didn't create like a fake Space Stone or himself image of him dead. But
I do think he created a self-image of him dead. Who else was
right?
Like
but like,
holding?
He's got to have done something because that plan that he had was
so stupid.
Was so classically un-Loki.
Yeah.
That it didn't make sense.
I know. Going into the movie and like knowing what I know about Loki, like, okay, let's be real. I'm not A1 on all this Marvel,
right?
Everything Marvel. But going into it, I do know what Loki is like, and like that's the first scene I see. That's the first like Loki. That's the first things he chooses. Like I don't know. Like I would totally get him betraying like
Thor.
That makes sense. So like up until that point, I was like on board. I was like, oh, this is really Loki. But like I don't know. I don't know. There's something wonky about it. I don't know. Maybe we're just like talking in over our heads and everything, but like I do think like maybe Loki's back for not flashback and actually back.
Any other condemnations of the wokest teleportation theory?
I can't believe you named it that.
Hey, it's a cool name. You liked all my other names.
I did. Okay, whatever.
Okay, Sean, what the heck did you write on the board?
So,
Stop. Maybe we should like end now.
I'd like us to all think about the Revenge of the Fallen posters that show
Transformers?
Revenge of the Fallen posters.
Revenge of the Fallen. That's a Transformers movie.
Don't worry about it, Paul. It's also the name of the posters that Marvel released showing who survived the snap, who did not make it through the snap. They have these nice HD images of each person's face.
Can I just ask one thing? Okay, fine.
Okay, fine. Go.
What did they label it as? Like when they said snap, like did they label it as people who died?
No.
Okay.
They just put colorized images.
Oh.
Black and white.
Yeah,
images.
I haven't seen the images.
So the colorized ones are the people who are alive. The black and white ones are the people who are dead.
Dead.
So, yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's
the reverse.
yeah.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
the reverse
okay.
snap theory is still on the table here.
Okay.
If you want to pull up a picture, you can.
Okay,
But
I'll pull
continue.
up.
But my point is, there's a good, I haven't counted, but let's say 30 posters.
Uh-huh.
Look through all of them. You have some very specific characters. You have Valkyrie in there. You have Wong in there. You have Pepper in there. Suspiciously, though, I see one glaring omission from these posters.
Ghost.
No.
Ghost.
Luis.
Luis, what are you gonna do with Luis?
They very purposefully and deliberately left out Luis from these posters. Why? Because Luis is the key to all of this.
Are you sure it's just not Michael Pena didn't
My
want to take a
theory.
picture?
My theory. The end of the movie, the final battle is going to be Luis versus Thanos.
What is he gonna do?
Yeah, what's Luis gonna do? Is he just gonna talk his ear off and just be like, so then, there's this crazy freak guy that...
I don't know. Maybe it's a gun.
So Luis... Hold on.
In the end-
I'm gonna paint the scene here. So Luis...
You're
Yes.
gonna paint the scene.
He's got an automatic pistol.
Yes.
And we got Thanos.
Right.
Purple guy.
Yes.
With
Gauntlet.
Infinity Gauntlet.
Yes.
And the Luis is going to pull the gun and do what?
Shoot it.
He's going to shoot Thanos.
Yes.
And Thanos, with the Power Stone, who can just blow the bullet out of the way.
Maybe...
Space Stone, transport the bullet, or himself. Time Stone, pull the bullet back. Reality Stone, transform the bullet into something else. Mind Stone, or Soul Stone, is just going to let the bullet come in and boop, dead.
Okay, what if... But, 3-hour runtime. What if Luis somehow gets hold of powers and this becomes Luis's origin story?
So you're telling me, you're telling me that
God,
Avengers
I can't believe the things that are coming out of your mouth.
Avengers Endgame,
Yeah.
the final conclusion
Right.
to all the Avengers movie,
Yes.
and 12 years
Yeah.
or 11 years
23 movies.
of us watching this
Yeah.
is all going to come down to an origin story for some random Mexican guy
Hey!
Watch him turn
in Ant-Man.
Let's say he turns into the Silver Surfer or something.
How is Luis going to turn into the Silver Surfer?
Hey!
The Infinity
Hey.
Stones.
The Soul Stone, you don't know what it does!
And that's
Oh my
how
God.
this ends. It ends with Luis confronting Thanos.
Oh, is he the start of the new saga?
Yes, obviously.
Oh, okay.
So you're thinking Luis is going to come out of this alive if he goes up against Thanos?
Luis is gonna come out of this alive.
I'm kicking.
This is gonna become his origin story, and he's gonna
This is
beat
so
Thanos.
stupid.
He's gonna beat Thanos.
I mean, it's not the first time sidekicks and everything became.
But
And-
this is Luis we're talking about.
yes,
An ex-convict
yeah,
who runs
Hey.
a private security corporation
Hey!
with two other ex-convicts,
right.
thinks he's going to die all the time in every single movie.
He's gonna become a superhero.
This guy is going to somehow become a superhero and wipe out Thanos.
That's what I believe,
Truly, deep down in your heart, is that what you believe?
without question.
Okay. And watch us be wrong. We're the ones who are gonna be wrong in this.
So,
I'm just saying, no one said it online.
do you think the Russo brothers were just like, that
You know.
Luis there?
We do have the rights to the Silver Surfer now.
And we do have Michael Pena to play Luis. Sean, this is stupid.
You said it yourself. Silver Surfer, one of the most powerful beings in the MCU.
Paul, did you bring this upon yourself?
But he's not going to become the Silver Surfer.
If becomes the Silver Surfer, he can beat Thanos.
Alternate theory.
Oh my god, so are we bringing the four?
The Fantastic Four into it? And the four most powerful people in the world?
Yeah.
This theory hinges on that now. Which I think would be epic, is I'm gonna call this
Oh my god.
What should I deem it? The Silver Quantary theory.
Stop, please stop. They were so good, and now they're not.
Okay, so the Silver Quantary theory basically says, we'll go off of Sean, but basically the Silver Surfer, who if he wants to, Luis to become the Silver Surfer. So the Silver Surfer shows up, and he brings in Galactus, who's the devourer of worlds. And Galactus kills Thanos.
There's like titans going on over here, like people. Hey. I think we've strayed from the reality and what's not. I think we exited that plane. I jumped off it actually. The moment the word Luis versus Thanos came out of Sean's mouth.
But yeah, no, Luis versus Thanos is no. Just no.
Just no.
Just no, Sean. It's not
It's
gonna
not gonna
happen.
happen.
Like, I mean, alright, our other theories, let's see, that actually have validity are the reverse snap theory.
I really like that one.
The strange variation, which although obvious,
It has validity.
it has validity. And then
You get into like lesser, like
yeah,
as
and then
we
now we
go down-
get so we got the quantum realm proposition. Again, still has some merit. The locust teleportation.
I mean, yeah.
it kind of makes sense to get Loki there, but other than that,
I don't know. What will Loki do if he's like? What's his purpose in the movie? Like, I feel like every one of these characters would have some sort of purpose, but like,
yeah.
what would Loki? I mean, if we go with originally with the whole like reverse snap thing going on, and like, oh, each person is connected to a time stone, then it would be Loki who's connected to the space one.
Yeah, I mean, what you gonna do? Okay, and then we got Sean's.
Do we even want to mention it?
It's not even a theory.
It's not a theory. It's just a fanboy asking for
Luis
Luis.
v. Thanos is not gonna happen, okay, buddy?
Okay.
It's not gonna happen.
I don't.
And then we got the Silver Quantary, which is just me BSing stuff. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm just making fun of Sean's ridiculousness with more ridiculousness.
I'm so glad that you pointed that out for everyone who couldn't see that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see what happens in like a month.
I think that's a good place to stop.
Okay. So, Sean, you want to wrap this up?
Oh yeah. Is this the right one?
Hey, we'll go with it. It's cool. So yeah. Sean, come on. Pick a frickin' song and let's go.
No, this isn't right.
Sean! Jesus Christ. Man. Sean, you're supposed to cue up the music before. Like, I mean, I know...
Give it a second. There's only 3 seconds left in the ad. I'm going with this. If this is the wrong one, so be it.
Sean, what the heck? This is supposed to be a professional podcast, buddy.
Okay. There's our outro music. Let's skip it.
Oh my god.
Okay, that's fine. Alright, so I think this is good. Even though we didn't have Sarah, we got to cover a lot of ground. And Sarah's really into Marvel too.
Yeah,
so,
she was really upset. She said she'd text me theories, but she didn't, so I'm also really upset.
Yeah, but
Maybe when she comes back.
we're gonna talk about Marvel another day. We're gonna really dive into like which movies we liked, which ones we didn't like.
Oh, yeah.
why,
Invite me on those
what
days. I'd
characters
love
do
to
we
be
like,
here
which
for
ones
that.
we don't
we
like.
definitely need to talk
Today
about
we
Black
just kind of
Panther.
talk about what we think will happen, future tense, which...
You guys are gonna talk about Black Panther.
Yeah, we need to talk about Black Panther, because personally...
Can I just like be at least a live like visitor when that happens? Oh my
Because
god.
I personally felt like Black Panther shouldn't have been nominated for all the Oscars, which we'll get into then, but...
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
We'll cover that another day.
I mean,
What are you gonna do? I'm
Paul.
doing my stuff.
Paul, what is this?
you'll see, Sean. You'll see.
Oh God, I can't believe you.
Alright, so this wraps up our episode 2 of North of Reason podcast with Sean Bhambhani, Paul Lubelczyk,
And
and Amrita Adak, our special guest. Hopefully Sarah will be here next week. And
Yeah.
that's about it. So
All right.
catch you next week.